When someone disrespects you in public, how should you react? When someone makes a joke at your expense and mocks you, how should you respond? What is the correct way to assert yourself to ensure that person doesn't do that to you again? In this video, you're going to discover psychological and behavioral tricks that, once you start using them, will help you turn the situation to your advantage and make people respect you immediately. So watch this video until the end, and I'll tell you exactly what you need to do when someone tries to belittle you in public. I'll start by explaining why these kinds of situations happen to you, or why people don't respect your presence. Most of the time, these situations occur not because people hate you, despise you, or have something against you. These kinds of things are common because many people have an exploitative character, and such people will always try to rise by using you as a stepping stone. This is very common in groups of friends and work groups, where people try to use you as a step to climb the hierarchy. The person will always try to stand out at your expense, and to prevent yourself from becoming the target of such people, you need to start commanding respect. And what exactly does commanding respect entail? Commanding respect doesn't mean forcing people to respect you. Commanding respect means not tolerating people taking advantage of you to stand out among others. And if necessary, you should even be willing to withdraw if you see that your presence is not respected. With all this in mind, the ideal is to prevent the situation from reaching the point where you feel the need to withdraw from the environment you are in. Now let's move on to the first point of this video. The first lesson is that to make a good first impression when meeting someone, never shake hands while seated and without making eye contact. When someone comes to shake your hand and you remain seated, the person shaking your hand will be looking down at you, which gives you a submissive appearance, and it can be even worse. There are people who, instead of making eye contact, tend to look at the other person's hand. If you are greeting someone and looking at their hands instead of their eyes, your head will be slightly tilted downward. So, if you do that and remain seated when someone greets you, you will appear very submissive. So, when someone comes to greet you, stand up and establish eye contact while you greet them. Lesson number 2. When you're speaking in public and someone interrupts you, do the following. Look at them seriously and intently. When they realize that you are staring at them, they will stop talking. Once they do, ask for permission to finish what you were saying. You can say things like, "May I continue speaking?" or "Can I finish what I was saying?" This person will notice that they were being disrespectful towards you, which might embarrass them a bit, and then they will give you permission to speak and are likely to not interrupt you again while you're speaking. You've probably seen this technique used several times in class, and it works much more effectively than when the teacher asks the class to be quiet. It's a very good technique to use in public, and often you don't even need to give them an intimidating look. Just stare naturally at the person, and they will tend to stop talking when they feel a certain amount of attention directed towards them. Lesson number 3. When you are in a group of friends and someone tries to make a joke to embarrass you in front of others, do exactly the following. First, you will not react in any way. Pretend you did not understand it or that you did not hear the joke. Then look at that person and ask them to repeat the joke. You can say something like, "Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Can you repeat that?" By doing this, you show everyone that the joke had no effect on you, and yet you manage to diffuse the situation by making the person who made the joke look uncomfortable with an unexpected response, which in this case was asking them to repeat the joke. So this person will have two options. Either try to dodge the question by changing the subject, or they might opt to repeat the joke. But a joke told a second time is not as funny. By doing this, not only can you get yourself out of an awkward situation, but you can also turn the discomfort back onto the person who tried to belittle you in front of others. Now for the fourth lesson. When someone tries to provoke you or make you angry, do exactly this to show that you won't engage in their game. You can ask a question or make a comment that has little to do with the context of the discussion you are having. For instance, the person is trying to start an argument or make a joke at your expense. And you simply do the following. Ask that person if they know of any place nearby where you can buy coffee. Or you might make a comment like, "I think I overdressed today. It's not that cold." It's very simple. With a comment totally unrelated to what the person said, you simply neutralize them. Of course, you have to make it appear as natural as possible, so that the person doesn't realize you're doing it on purpose. And this can make the person fall into their own provocation, Now we come to the fifth lesson. At the beginning of this video, I said that people are not obliged to respect you. But you don't have to tolerate disrespect towards your presence either. If you start to see that people are unwilling to respect your presence, you will do something very simple. You can simply withdraw from the place, without giving explanations. If you begin to notice that people are unwilling to respect your presence, then gift them your absence. Better a valued absence than a devalued presence. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel, leave your like and your comment. See you in the next video.